Okay, this is the second try of recording this video. This one hopefully will not be as long and will actually be properly put together. This is going to be my video talking about my experiences with toxikai. I'm Quinn, owner of second Birdie Confess, third one of the Birdie Confesses. I'm sure you know who I am. If you don't, then oh well, I guess. Um, I'm technically the person who platformed toxikai. People don't know that, and I'm coming out to say that as well as talk about him. Um, I originally met Toxikai in, I believe it was 2018. We were not friends originally. He called me a whore and just harassed me. And then we somehow, quote unquote, became friends, even though I wouldn't really consider us being friends. Where at that time I used they, them pronouns and specifically called myself non binary. He used that to try to be like, hey guys, I have a non binary friend. I can't be transphobic, which is not how that works. After that, he disappeared. I don't remember anything else notable from that time. And after he disappeared, I thought it was the end of it. I thought he maybe finally moved on with his life, or maybe he wasn't even alive. I didn't know. Um, and then recently, I noticed he was still in my block list on Discord on my main account because I noted him as Toxikai. Like I literally made a note on his profile that just said Toxikai, so I knew it was him. Um, and so I shared his username to a friend group that also had known him, where Julian was there, and Julian was the one to actually reach out to him and be like, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me." And Toxikai actually did accept and respond. And at first, they weren't close. They didn't really talk, and I don't think they really ever got close. But they didn't really talk. Only occasionally when Toxikai wanted to give updates about his life. Um, Eventually, Julian asked him, "Do you want to talk to Quinn?" He said yes, so he added me on the Quinn account, and we started talking. We spoke for a little bit. We even, I believe, VC'd on that account actually at one point, and then eventually I decided, hey, I'll give you my main account because I'm stupid, and I was like, hey, I don't really feel like having to swap to this account every single time I want to talk to him. So here's my main. Um, we got close on my main. He was very flirty in general. Um, we spoke pretty much daily. We hung out when we could, and at that time he had his Twitter account where he'd post, answer questions, etc. And I stupidly, at one point, let me give some context here first. At one point, his youngest victim came out to me and said, hey, I don't like that you pretty much platformed him again, and I don't feel comfortable with him being online, which was a valid response from them. And I stupidly said, well, how about you talk to him and try to get some closure? Horrible suggestion from my end, and I know that now. It was really fucking stupid of me to say that. But they did. I did not really know that this had happened. But him and his youngest victim spoke, and eventually he victim blamed them, and one of his friends made essay jokes, like one of his close friends, made essay jokes about the victim. I did not know about any of this. I was unaware that he had spoke to his victim, or at least like he may have told me, but he did not give me the full details. I was unaware that he victim blamed them, and I was unaware of what his friend had also said about the victim. I should have been aware, but I did not follow his Twitter because I just did not have enough care to follow his Twitter. I really only used Twitter to check the confess, post on the confess, and that was it. I did not scroll through other people's Twitters unless it was something birdie drama related. But usually, if it was like an archive account, not somebody from the drama like him, I didn't care to look at his Twitter at all. Um, Eventually, Backlash made him delete his Twitter, and he decided to go under the name Rim. You probably recognize that name, as that was the second admin of Birdie Confess was Rim, who was Toxikai. Everybody already knows it was Rim. Everybody knows it was Rim. It was not hard to tell. I wanted to keep him around, but he was like, I don't feel comfortable using my main account anymore. So I was like, okay, you can use an alt then if that'd make you feel more comfortable. And he did. Um, he hung around. He just posted occasionally. It was mostly me posting. Um, and through that time, we talked still privately, and I eventually added him to a friend group server of mine where the people there did not know he was Toxikai. Some of them knew who Toxikai was, but none of them were aware that he was Toxikai, and I should have told them. I admit that now that I should have told them, and I did tell them eventually later. We're all still friends. None of them are angry at me. Um, but at that time when he was in that server, he kept flirting with everybody and being sexual and also just in general being aggressive. He was flirty and sexual to me. He was flirty and sexual to my partner. Um, which I'll say that I was not mad that he was being flirty or sexual towards my partner because my partner and I are polyamorous. But he ended up eventually revealing to both me and my partner at different times that he had no interest in us. But he continued to flirt and be sexual even after coming out and saying he had no interest in either of us. So he led me and my partner on. I had a crush on him because I get easily attached, and he was showing me affection and care. So obviously, I'm going to get attached. Um, I have a habit of getting attached very easily to anybody that shows me any kind of affection or care. Um, which is why I also tried to defend him a lot because I didn't want to lose this one source of affection. Um, Eventually, though, people in my servers came out saying that they came out to my partner and told my partner and originally that they were not comfortable with him there, and my partner then eventually told me. I'm not sure why people didn't tell me head on. Um, I don't know if they just thought that I wouldn't agree because of how close I seemed with him. But my partner did tell me what everybody had said and said, hey, people are not comfortable with him here because he keeps starting fights. He keeps butting his opinion into places where his opinion has not been asked. He's being weirdly sexual or flirty towards people, and some of them are not comfortable. Um, this wasn't like an all adults part of a server, so it was all adults, obviously, but still, a bunch of them didn't feel comfortable. So I obviously went to his DMs and said, hey, I'm going to be removing you from my server because people are uncomfortable with you. And that's where everything went downhill. He started yelling at me. He started just being very rude and just an absolute asshole to me and was trying to act like, I'm going to say this here. He tried to act like a big bad alpha. That's literally the best way to describe it. He started saying, I'm going to ruin your life. I'm going to post something that's going to ruin your life, blah, blah, blah. And I tried to talk it out with him. I really did. I said, hey, listen, dude, I'm, I have to remove you from the server because these people are uncomfortable. Okay. And he tried to be like, okay, so you don't care about me then because I want to stay in the server. Shouldn't you shouldn't you care about my opinion in this situation too? Um, the thing about that is I knew these other people way closer and way longer than I knew him. Well, yes, I did meet him in 2018. We did not stay friends from 2018 to 2025 because that's the time that we stopped being friends was 2025. Um, with that, I told him, listen, I've known these people longer. I'm closer with these people. I'm going to prioritize their comfort over yours in this situation. He was not happy about that. He continued with his argument and then tried to whip out some of the stuff that we had said in private um, with some friends and tried to use that against me and even tried to go after my friends as well. Um, he tried to say that he was going to go after the server itself, even though half those people didn't even know him. Eventually, I got annoyed with it and I just kicked him and blocked him, or I banned him and blocked him. Um, he then went on to the Rim account and messaged me and was like, "You fucked up," etc. Just trying to be scary. I wasn't really scared of him. I didn't have a care. He didn't know where exactly I lived. So I blocked that account as well. He then tried to contact me on Instagram. However, I don't use Instagram often. So I didn't even know that he had tried contacting me on Instagram until probably a month later, maybe even longer. He did not actually know my Instagram originally, but Instagram showed that I looked at his account at one point because he sent me an Instagram reel and it showed who it was sent from. So I looked at his account. So since he knew my account through that, he tried messaging me there. Again, I didn't even see it until like a month or two later. Um, After that, he eventually went to the confess. He put on 2FA mode so that I had no access to it. He did not change the password, but he turned on 2FA. He put my face on there. He tried to put my he tried to put my location on there, but completely failed with where I was at. I don't know how he managed that. But he just pretty much spread around my face. He put my main account on there and was like, "Oh yeah, this is Quinn's main account." Um, just in general, was putting out information that I didn't want on that account. I changed the password on him, locking both of us out of the account. I had the password, did not have 2FA. He had 2FA, but he did not have the password. So that was a fight for a while as I tried to get into the account. Eventually, I managed to get back into the account through emailing Twitter. They said, "Oh yeah, just tell us when you log in and we'll let you in." So I did, even though at first I did not realize I had to email them back. So there was an even longer period where I was just waiting for an email back from them. Never got an email back. Eventually looked at the email to see. I was like, okay, let me see. And it said, email us at when you finally have signed in. And I was like, oh. And so I finally did. They let me back into the account and I got it just deleted. I didn't even like try to clean it up or anything. I just straight deleted it. That was the end of that. Nothing has happened since. There's been no harassment, nothing from him, and that's fine. I would prefer he doesn't harass me, but I wanted to come out here and say what happened with him and my personal experience because I felt that I should, to maybe give answers to some people that question why I ever brought him back or anything. And I'm sorry for ever bringing him back. I know that does nothing. I know that that doesn't fix anything about me just saying I'm sorry, but I am sorry to anybody that may be watching this that was hurt by him. I don't expect forgiveness, and I'm not even asking forgiveness. I'm not even asking for forgiveness. I am just telling you that I do regret my actions. Um, I have no plans to contact him again ever, and if he contacts me, I'm going to just either tell him fuck off and block him or just block him with no words. Um, I believe that's this video finished. If there's anything I said I was going to talk about in this video and then forgot to, you may ask questions and I'll answer them. I don't mind. Um, Thank you for watching this video if you actually took your time to watch it.